Hello, hello, hello. I hope I have good service. I think I have like a couple bars, so y'all forgive me if the service is weak. But this is a very, very special Wind Down Wednesday. Oh, hey, Dad. My dad's on you guys, so don't say anything crazy in the comments. I am in beautiful Santa Rosa. So it's actually wine down on a vineyard, which is very nice. Very rarely do I get the opportunity to take these breaks, but I am really excited to do wine down from here. Hey, and I think our guest is coming. So for you guys that don't know me, my name's Orion Brown. I am the founder and CEO of Black Travel Box. We are a personal care products company for travelers of color, and this is a helicopter going overhead. This is Wind Down Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday that we can. We bring on fun guests. We sit here, we talk, we kiki. I think it is a kiki. Somebody tell me if this is technically a kiki. But we sit and we talk over a glass of wine. If you got Pepsi, that works too. Bring a glass of OJ. If it's that time of day you need some coffee, then bring that.
Hello.
I'm
How are
loving
you?
the swoop. Oh, the swoop.
Had to give it to y'all on this Wind Down Wednesday.
Yes. Give it to him. Give him a little, then take it back.
Right. Just a little.
I love it. I love it. I'm just introducing myself to the folks that have just joined us, and just talking. One of the things that I'm really excited about this particular wind down, and for those of you who don't know, it was our brand company, the government knows my name, birthday this past weekend.
Okay,
So
well,
on
happy
Saturday,
birthday.
Black Travel Box became legit 4 years ago, and so we were originally going to have a trip out here, a Black Girl Magic experience as a part of our iFund Women campaign. But you know how the Rona wants to kick up and act up, and I was like, I'm not going to bring people out here in a group in large numbers
Right.
with the Rona acting up. But then I was like, you know what? I still got my room, and it's
I
just me.
mean, look, I call it as a
So
win, sis.
so cheers to that. So thank you so much for being my birthday guest. You coming for the birthday turn up. Now, what are you
Yes.
drinking?
Actually, this is not wine.
That's okay.
I'm fronting. It's just fancy in my glass and make me feel good. But
That's
it's
what you're supposed
called,
to do. You're not fronting.
it's from like Aldi though. Like I found it in Aldi. It's Bella V. It's a sparkling soda.
I mean, see, Aldi comes through. Aldi comes
Yeah.
through. Y'all don't sleep
And
on
I was there
Aldi.
on a
Even
whim. Like it was the closest store. And I was like, oh, I've never seen this before. Let me try that. And now I do.
there you go. Cheers to that. Pinkies up. Clink clink. Okay. It doesn't matter what you drink. We're not gonna push anybody to do nothing they want to do. But sometimes that sparkling hits it right, and you're just like, you know what? I'm not gonna have a headache tomorrow either. So
Right.
look at that. The more you know. All right, Ms Erika, please introduce yourself. We have a little, I call it a tradition. It's just the thing that I do. A way of introducing ourselves. So tell everybody who you are, where you're from, where you live, and how many stamps you have on your passport.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to be
Okay.
the exact number because people start freaking out when I say that. I'm like, no, just give us a round
I'm
figure.
like, right. How many, where I been? Well, I am Erica. I am from the Midwest. I was born in the Midwest, military brat. So I did travel around most of my younger years, settled back in the Chicagoland area. And I've been here ever since. I've been a Chicago resident for many of years now. Um,
Hey, Chi-Town,
yeah,
what's going on?
Chicago. Oh, hey, Soars. I have Soars in the comment. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
But yeah, and I was in education until recently. I was in education for about 10 years, and the last 2 months I actually moved into marketing and advertisement. So that's fun.
Hey,
Yeah,
nice.
super shift. Like you said, Rona was acting up, and I had to do some thinking and do some adjustments to some things. So I do content creation. I have another page where I do like plus size lifestyle. I just share, things, and I have a following there. But this page here, this is Lotus Noir, which was also birthed during the year of the Rona.
The
The
never-ending
idea
decade
of
of the
Lotus
Rona.
Noir, which is never ending, never ending. But I will say that I think that there's a lot of great things that have come from this situation if you look at it properly, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just here. I appreciate this opportunity to come and share and wind down with you. I don't think I wind down often, even though it's
Oh.
not wine. So just having the opportunity to do so,
And that's what this was completely birthed out of, because I realized, and we're gonna still talk about your passports though, your passport stamps, but
Oh, right.
but I realized, as we were going through, I would say probably like the end of last summer, it's like, all of, we had 10,000 followers. We hit 10,000 last year, and everybody was feeling that angst. Like, what am I supposed to do if I can't go anywhere?
Right.
Like, I didn't go to therapy. I went to Tibet. Like, I went to Turkey. I went
Right.
to Trinidad. Like, so, and so it was one of those things that I was like, you know what? That feeling you get when you book, when you're like, all right, I paid them. I can't take it back for the most part. I can't take it back. The flight is booked or the hotel is booked. I'm
Committed.
definitely going. And it's the one kind of commitment that just feels so just effervescent, whether you're
It's a
going in
special
6
treat.
days.
It's a special treat. It's like a new level of self-care. It's like it's different.
Yes. Travel is ultimately our self-care, and that is the rally cry for Black Travel Box. Travel is my self-care. Travel is my self-care. But yeah, so that's why I created Wind Down, because I was like, well, let's just talk about it, because you still get those feelings when you start getting excited about a place. You're like, I never thought about going to Iceland. Hmm.
Never.
I'm like, let's wrap this up and see how this is gonna look. It gets you happy, so I'm getting you over hump day with a little travel talk.
Nice. I appreciate it. That passport, I'll say that I am still on the lower end. I probably got like 4 or 5 stamps. It's usually
Mm-hmm.
to this mostly the same places, because I am really like getting better at getting out there. Well, over the years, right? And then definitely before COVID. So we were in a really good like flow of making sure that we were going somewhere every year, experiencing, wanted to do certain things, and then boom, right?
Yeah,
Travel got halted.
and
So
it's
trying
like,
to find in
ooh,
those ways to, do that. So I look forward to adding more stamps. I gotta make sure it didn't expire while we sitting in in the house. But
I mean,
I
did they?
definitely got to check on that.
Well, you know what though, and one of the things that I will say that the lockdown has done for me is to really appreciate even domestic travel,
That
right?
part.
Because there's so many places that we can go that's even, driving distance away. It's, you can do a road trip and seal yourself up in that car with a can of Lysol and enjoy yourself to death.
Right.
So it really is an interesting thing, and it gives new life to just being in places that are in the States. We go, oh, I want to go on this big trip and that big trip. Baby, drive 2 hours. Drive
Right.
2 hours. You'll find something interesting.
Definitely see something different for sure. Driving 2 hours away from Chicago, oh, it's a whole nother world.
Oh, yes.
All the land you will see.
Starved Rock is gorgeous. That
Yes.
whole park. It's a huge reserve for any of you that aren't familiar with it. It's just it's a rock in the middle in the middle of prairie. And you've
Yeah.
got basically a gorge, and it's got weird bugs, and it's a very different place than Lower Whacker.
Yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah, traveling, I miss it. But domestic travel, like you said, I feel like I've grown a stronger appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's closer, but when we didn't have the other option just to stay here, we would leave. Let's go elsewhere. This stuff will still be here when we get back, but we're spending all our time elsewhere. So just appreciating the
Yep.
domestic travel. That's what I said. There's some good things that came out of this. you know, looking at life a little differently, the area that's around you a little differently. So yeah.
Hmm. And that's a really interesting concept. It's like the things that are closest to you, you take for granted.
Yeah.
And then until you don't have access to it. So even like being able to go out locally, it's like, I don't really want to go out. I don't really want to go. I wish I could go out.
Yeah,
You know.
I was one who stayed on the go every weekend. Like I booked and busy. Okay.
Mm.
I will say like now the being forced to sit down, it was a struggle. Like, but I gotta go. Like I have to go. But now, you know, hopefully we don't go back into lockdown. But people just need to act right, wash their hands, you know, social distance, all that stuff. But I look forward to going back, but not I'm not as like let's go like I was before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not I'm confused by that a little bit. Like, you know, this has changed me, and but I feel like it also changed me in a good way too. Like it makes you be more creative in the things in your experiences too. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to travel. Let me go this way, and this is the type of experience I want to have. So then you get to make that closer to home.
Ooh, I like that. That idea that you value the experience more. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we just start flying through stuff, fly through it, fly
Yes.
through it. Went by so quick.
Yes.
I was working through it. I was playing through it, whatever it might be. That's a really I think that it resonates really well because I've heard a lot of people being like, I don't want to go back to the hustle. I don't want to go back to the grind. I don't want to go back to the rat race or whatever you call it. There's a euphemism
Mm-hmm.
for all of it. And just taking a moment.
Yes.
What?
I'm hating just a little bit. I'm hating just a little bit. You like my purple wall and my stripes?
Look, this it took several people to convince me to come, and not because I don't love to travel, but it's it. There's also that piece where, especially as an entrepreneur, you have that sense of I got to keep on going. I got to keep on going. I got to keep on going. So, like
Mm-hmm.
but the funny thing is there's never an end to the list of things that need to be done, and so it's like
Never.
you. The only end is when you decide to stop. So
Right. And when you're an entrepreneur and you keep creating, like a new idea is built off of that idea and that idea, and it comes with all of these little pieces that go along with it. Yeah, we're gonna always be on the move. Mm-hmm.
and always on the move, always looking for how do we get it done, and every time you hit one peak, you're like, cool, what's the next one?
Right.
Which so sometimes you need a little valley that has grapes in it that may have been fermented for a small
And
period of
sometimes you
time.
need a little wind down because you don't get a moment to sit down and think about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
let me sit down for a second.
Yes, yes.
Let
And
me celebrate. Let me bask in this.
so you listed what, three different companies, three different projects, or I don't know if you want to call them companies, hustles, jobs. Like, how do you
Right.
think about this ecosystem of the stuff that you're doing now?
Yeah. So one is just I love social media. I've always loved social media. I grew up with the internet, and you know, it's always been super fascinating with me to me. I love that you are able to connect with other people that you've never met, right? And but you can bond so deeply with them. Like that's always been intriguing to me. Um, but so yes, I have one platform where I do share like more so lifestyle, you know, where I'm open to share with like the world wide web of who I am and things like that. And of course I got my own personal page that I've had forever.
It's on the low
Um,
low. It's got
right,
the
right,
high
right.
school screen name on it. I know you.
Right. That's you know, that's for family, you know, okay. And okay nobody else go over there. But with that, that page and don't laugh when I tell you the name. But the page name is Baddie Bad Knees. And so I said, don't
You're
laugh.
about to get so many followers now, and it's going to be hilarious. This is going
No,
to live
and
forever on IGTV, and they're going to be tracking you.
there's a story behind it, right? There's a story behind everything. And so that birthed another project, which was the BBK collection, where I shared my basically my lifestyle as a plus size Black woman in very quirky, like funny ways, because I love having fun. I love laughing. Like if I could laugh all day, I'm gonna choose that before anything else, right? And
Yeah.
so um So yeah, where I would talk about like little stories, like how senior year of high school I was voted most huggable. Like what fat kid is voted most huggable? Me, I can hug all of
They
you that.
said she cuddly, y'all. She
Yes,
cuddly as hell.
I am. And I take pride in my cuddliness. And so and so like I
Yes.
share those joyful moments, like, moments of life where people can really tear you down about it. I've heard it all.
Hmm.
I get the comments, all of that stuff. But whatever, that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, none of you all are stopping what I got going on. And
She
so
said, I'm going to focus on my light and the rest of y'all can kick rocks.
okay, I mean,
And
y'all
I'm not
got
mad
all the
at it.
time in the world to come over here. It's not gonna
Hmm.
change nothing. Just thank you for the comments.
Right. I love the attention. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You could have been
Um,
thinking about anybody in the world, but you were thinking about me. Yeah.
Nothing. And so, and like we mentioned, like how COVID came about and things like that. And so that
Hmm.
kind of shifted, like you said, something else will come. It shifted, and that's where Lotus Noir was birthed. And for lack of better words, it's black flower, right? And so, Lotus Noir. So outside of COVID, I had some personal things going on, and so that helped me really, you know, outside of COVID, because I didn't ask her to come over.
Outside of a whole pandemonium, you still had real life stuff.
That panorama really got me messed up because it just got me all the way messed up. And so I just I still can't believe we in this Pandora's box. I don't how is this a thing?
It's a whole pepperoni
Um
pizza. Like that's
it really is. Like, it's super spicy too, like giving me heartburn and all that stuff.
right with the Italian sausage. Like just
I'm
doing too
over it.
much.
Over it.
Yes.
But but that birthed Lotus Noir. And Lotus
Mm.
Noir, what it means is, the lotus flower, it grows so beautifully in the darkest, ugliest places. Like, and they're
Oh yeah.
gorgeous. And the arrow in my logo, no matter how far that arrow is pulled back, it has to go forward. So what
Hold up. Let's pause for that word right there.
let's pause.
Let's take a moment of silence. No matter how far the arrow is pulled back from its destination,
From its destination,
it's always going to go forward.
it's always going to go forward.
Woo.
So, and if you think about it like that, the harder it's pulled back, the further it has to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what I want this brand to. Somebody said on the side of wings with the pepperoni
Stop
sauce.
making me hungry, y'all.
Yes.
I'm over here. I haven't had dinner
Okay,
yet. I'm over
but
here with my
Courtney, do you
glass.
like blue cheese or ranch with your wings? I just need to know.
Ooh, cheese with the chunks.
Yeah, gotta be
Look,
chunky.
I makes mine. I go to Costco and get the brick of blue cheese and get the heavy cream, shake it up in a jar, season it a little bit. Son, you ain't never,
Okay, so
never in your
now
life.
I'm learning how to make recipes on this wine. Where's my notebook? Okay, thank you.
I'm a foodie. What can I say? Hey,
Right?
you gotta have the chunks. You do have to have the chunks.
It's not right without it at all.
I, I like I like my blue cheese thick with 2 C's. Yeah, that kind of thick, that extra thick.
Somebody said they never thought about making it. Yes, please. I never thought about making it either. I don't know. I just never thought I could make stuff like that. And I think that's like also
Food
like
can be real.
right, like real, right? Like you go
It
to the
can be
store and
real.
buy it, but you can also walk around that same store and get the
Mm-hmm.
same ingredients and then
Not
go make it.
even you. Most of the stuff that you see there, and I used to work in food, y'all. So don't come for me but yeah, I used to work in food. Most of the stuff you can make with 4 ingredients, 5 ingredients, and ends up having 12. And it's not necessarily wrong, but everything can be made. Everything. You
Everything.
can make the cookies that the Keebler elves made. They're not gonna taste the same as on the shelf. You may or may not like that, but you can definitely make them with the
Definitely like that. I'm pretty
fudge.
sure they got a Keebler mold on Amazon somewhere. You can have them
Fun.
looking like it, but
Don't let me figure out. And I've been trying to do keto. Now, obviously, this glass of wine is not. Well, actually, it's a little bit dry, but it's not keto. We're on a keto hiatus. But if I could figure out how to make a Keebler elf cookie like an EL fudge that was keto, it'd be over. I wouldn't eat real food ever again. I'd just be eating
Listen,
cookies.
if you can make anything keto, you have a customer. I will buy the cookbook and I will be a taste tester. Keto is I get down with keto.
Okay, so we gonna digress into food because keto. I know there's like strict keto and dirty keto and sickly keto and all of those things. But as a lazy person's diet, like as a person who doesn't want to structure a diet, if I default to keto, it's really not that hard because it's basically meat and butter. And I'm like, I've never met a piece of meat that didn't taste good with butter on it.
Never. And don't let it
Fish,
be garlic butter, but never.
son, son. And now they have keto bread, like actual white bread, tastes like white bread, all of that good stuff. Zero net carbs,
What they
maybe
doing
one
to
net
us?
carb. Well, you know what it is? It's got fiber in it. That's the thing that we didn't have in any of our breads
Right,
before.
right, right.
So I've been like making my little avocado schmears and stuff, and I'm like, I'm about this life. I'm about this life. I don't know why, but
It's so
I am.
simple. It's easy. Just toss the bread.
I mean, yeah. I wasn't a big bread person because I'm a bread snob. Once you've had really good bread, like where it's crispy on the outside and warm and soft on the inside, but not doughy, just like fluffy and
Seem like straight from the deli type of bread, not like the shelf,
yeah,
you
you
know.
want freshly baked. Like I will say my embarrassing indulgence, and I don't know if my dad's still on or not. He might have figured out how to stay on or he's on Instagram. But in any case, Texas, what is it called? Texas Roadhouse, Texas, whatever the restaurant. I don't like anything that they make there except for their rolls. Their
For the
rolls,
bread. Yep.
I'm like,
Go
y'all
for the
want to go
bread.
to where? It's like we got to go to. So I have family in Chicago. We got to go to Maryville for what? And then I'm like, wait, they had those good rolls though. Let
Right,
me
right,
let me
right.
just get a tiny pat of butter that's frozen because it's always frozen. A tiny pat of butter and this roll, and I can be happy.
Yeah,
Whoo,
yeah.
whoo.
My
Carlina
son
said
used to
pasta's her
have.
weakness. Croissant snob. Yes. Croissants. She just licked. You just licked your lips. I saw that.
I'm like, wait, what else is in this comic
She
croissant?
said, mm.
I ain't had a croissant in so long. Oh my
So
goodness.
long. And that's another thing. That's one of those things like I won't eat it if it's stale or if it's
Mm-mm,
like because it's just not worth it. It's not worth the
mm-mm.
calories. But man, if it's good, you better step back. I'll eat the whole pack, son.
Step
Bring me
back while
another
I eat the
basket.
whole pack.
It's a word. It's a word. So Les, I'm gonna bring it back to travel, but I want to keep it on food. One, because I love talking about food, and two, because I love talking about travel. What is a place that you went to that stands out as like some of the best food you've ever had? And it could be at somebody's home, it could be at a restaurant, it could be on the street. Street meat, come on, y'all.
So I think I'll be honest. I do believe that Chicago is like top when it comes to food. However, I also think part of my soul is from New Orleans. And I
And
don't know what
yes,
type of magic is in those seasonings in New
voodoo.
Orleans.
It's voodoo.
Okay, well,
We know it's
they look, they
voodoo
got
and
me.
cayenne.
They got me. Okay. And when I
Yes.
say I don't, it shouldn't be that good. Like it should be illegal that food be that good from a place that you can get to.
No.
Like
No. So are you a Creole fan or a Cajun fan?
Cajun, more so Cajun, more so that Cajun spice that, and then I don't. Now that I talk about it and I think about this, Popeyes right here down the street. Getting Popeyes from here versus getting Popeyes in New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
If
no.
you have not had Popeyes in New Orleans,
You
you
haven't
will
had
be
Popeye
like,
Fiesta
"What
in
is
New Orleans.
Popeyes in the Midwest? What is this? This is y'all are not doing it
Pop
right."
who? Yeah, Pop what? That is a very so my mom, humble beginnings. My mom worked. I remember being in like second or third grade. And my mom worked at Popeyes, and this lady Doris did the biscuits at the Popeyes. and she didn't go by the recipe. Like, you know, they get the big packet of flours pre-made.
See now, Miss
Doris's
Doris
biscuits would
was
be
trying
like
to do
this
her
tough.
own thing in the back and make Doris biscuits when we needed Popeyes.
No. We needed her biscuits. I can't stand
Oh,
Popeye's
okay.
biscuits anymore. Like Popeye's biscuits to me are like bricks. Hers were like sky high and fluffy. I don't know where she took that fake butter and hid it up in the biscuit, but you bite in the biscuit and you're like, fake butter, fake butter, fake butter.
I did
Yes.
it. It's this one other spot in New Orleans. It's a chicken spot, but they have biscuits that they dab a thing of butter right on the middle. And you know what? I promise when I find the name, I'm coming back and commenting and telling y'all where it is. But it's like on their street strips and on Bourbon Street. It's a couple of them on Bourbon Street. And oh my God, when I find the name, the
You
biscuits.
know, I had another guest on a few weeks ago. I'm not going to put her on blast, but she had never been to the South. And I was like, you know what we need to do? We need to do a New Orleans trip because it's, if you're a northerner and you've never been down south, it can be intimidating for good
Yeah.
reasons. But New Orleans is
Mm-hmm.
the spot. Everybody's friendly. Go ahead.
She said the name is
Oh,
Willie's. Yeah,
Willie's.
Courtney with us.
Boom.
Thank you,
Boom.
Courtney.
I love it. I love it. I agree. New Orleans is an excellent food city. The only thing I can't do is the oysters. I like raw oysters. I like oysters on the half shell, but those Gulf oysters, I just keep thinking like BP oil slick. Like every time I'm just like, something's not right. Um,
BP Horsley. Now I've gone to one of their places that you was at Acme, I think, something like that, where you get them. But I got them with like the crusted Parmesan and all this, so I got
yes,
them real fancied up.
the Rockefeller. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
I
are.
can't. I don't. I like you said the BP oil slip. I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
No, they are pretty good cooked, and I normally don't like oysters cooked, but they're good cooked down there, and they season them right. That's the
Yes.
style, right? Like, I mean, I've sat down there and had like alligator, and I'm like, they seasoned it right. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I gotta eat it. Uh,
Oh yeah, I went to that place
fried
too.
grill.
Courtney know all the places down there. It sounds like we
Mm-hmm.
need to go to New Orleans.
Once the Rona, cause I don't trust it, but
I'm
I
right
I
with
love
you.
that. All right, so have you? So one of the things I like to do when I travel is I try to take at least a cooking class most like so I actually might be taking a ricotta cheese making class while I'm here. I saw it
Ooh,
on like Evite or Eventbrite, and I was like, I can make some cheese and drink some wine and make cheese.
right. Why not?
Um, so I've made food in Cuba, I've made food in Kenya, I made food in the Bahamas. They had us making guava pop tarts, though I don't know how I felt about that. But we did.
Guava Pop Tarts.
Yeah, it was basically a hand pie, so like a turnover, but we used guava and some spices and stuff. But have you? So, do you like cooking? And have you had any like good cooking experiences, whether it be like finding a cousin that knows how to throw down and like cooking with them, or just being in a space that you're like, this is dope, this is fun.
Yeah, I've gone to a couple of cooking classes here. Now you've given me the idea to get different experiences while traveling. That's super dope. Like I'm pretty sure that that'll be like a bomb experience. Because the cooking classes here have been like super fun. Have I tried the recipes when I got home? No, no, I
No,
have.
you already tried it once.
No, we did it. I've experienced it. I got pictures and videos to prove that I made it, and I made it successfully.
And it was good.
And it was
You
real
have,
good.
wait, you have the obligatory where you're holding the plate next to your face real close in an
Right.
awkward position. Everybody's got, look what I
Right.
made, y'all. They're like, what is it? It's a little baby langoustine with some, and you, because it's not in focus because you got your face all in it. It's like, it's too close.
Right.
Um,
But yeah, no, cooking classes, I would definitely that's gonna be on my list when outside open back up for real to
yeah.
include that as an experience while traveling. That's cool. I've done, of course, Mexico and go back when I did used to really drink, right? Um,
She
go
said
to
back when the tequila poured freely.
the tequilas. Yes, yes, yes. Those were really great experiences doing that. But cooking classes, no. When I travel, the type of experiences I like to sightsee, so I like to learn about the land. I like to learn about the people there. I like to learn what's their favorite thing to do. And so one thing I do when we travel is whatever is like famous for their food, we have to try it. If we got it at home, we not doing it. Like, no, that's not happening. So
Although, like with Popeyes, I had
you right.
KFC in South Africa and it was an experience. Like, I didn't eat it the whole time I was there, but I was
Mhm.
like, they gave me a loaf of bread instead of a biscuit. What just happened?
How did they hand you the loaf of bread? Like, I'm trying to
They're little
envision
baby
that.
loaves.
Oh, okay.
You know how the loaves are for like lobster rolls? You know,
Hmm.
they're bigger and boxier than like a hot dog roll. They're
Right.
bigger. That's the kind of rolls that they had. And then, it just being giving and African, they like gave us like half a bag of it. Like, it was like, oh, you like these? Because we were like, oh my God, look at these rolls. We got whole rolls. Oh my gosh. They were like, here, take a bag. Just
Right.
like, I have to,
Thank
look, it's hard to
you.
get them to give you extra fries after they got your order wrong. Here,
Listen, okay, you gotta pay 30 cents for all the condiments. It's like, dang, don't I get one with my chicken strips or no? Like, I just
that is why I have a drawer full of ketchup packets and some from Taco Bell. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even like that hot sauce, but I get the hot, medium, and mild. I don't even care.
we got
On
it because in case
principle.
we need it, I'm not paying for it. Mm-mm.
In case it goes down. No, we got that at home. You don't need to get that.
We ready.
We,
We prepared.
we stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
So
But yeah,
what's been some of the most adventurous stuff that you've tried in terms of food?
ooh, adventurous. I'll try. So you certain fruits that are not grown here, like out of country. I would try like fruits that really look like maybe like an animal, like those like star
Is that
looking
tarantula?
fruits.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they got hair going off on them and stuff. But I'll try fruits. Fruits are one thing that I would definitely try all the time. I don't know. I trust fruits. Um, certain meats and meals, I don't know. If it's looking back at me, I might not try it. But I do like to try to be in the culture, right? So like
Mhm.
if the culture requires you to eat with your hands, definitely I'm gonna do it. I want to have that full experience.
Yeah.
If it requires certain type of utensils or things like that, I want to have the full experience. So I know, because you can buy through food, it's about your culture, your heritage, and it's a lot of
Hmm.
things, a lot of stories that can be told through recipes even. Um so yeah, I would just fruit, I'll be saying that's my safe zone. Fruit.
Fruit, that's a really good point because that is the one thing I don't refuse when I travel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't refuse, there's every now and again I'm like, that smell right. I'm not gonna eat it if it don't smell right. Because your body does know what it's gonna like and what it's not gonna like.
Mm-hmm.
If it smells good and it sounds crazy, I'm gonna eat it because it smells good.
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I try to do like reviews too of the area. Like, what are people talking about? I'm a big, what are the people saying about this, right? And of
still
course, even if like I really want to try it, I'll try it. Even though people like don't do it, YOLO.
don't do it like you're eating crickets and stuff.
Now,
I've had crickets. It's not terrible.
really,
It's like the stuff at the bottom of the potato chip bag when they season. It's just the stuff in the corners. As long as you don't look at it, it's just dry and crispy.
I can't lie. I probably will try it. Like I probably would try it. Like a cricket, I would have to do it with my eyes closed, and then somebody else would have to give it to me. Maybe.
You know what I'll say? It looks that so the ones that I had were so covered with seasoning, even though this was at like a natural product show. Seasoning can be natural, but it was so covered in seasoning, it just looked like a hot cheese doodle to me. Like
Really?
identical, not identical, but like you kind of squint, you're like, oh, it's hot cheese doodle. You don't put your glasses on that day. They're just eating hot cheese doodles. Don't even know the cricket.
Somebody said they don't even like them alive.
The hard
You
pass.
right, because Jiminy Cricket never did anything to nobody. He was so nice.
Out there whistling and just being happy, and we done fried him and
Oh,
made him.
chocolate covered crickets. I might try that. That sounds like a chocolate covered raisin. Are they sweet? What
It
what
better be juicy
what
in
do
the
they
middle.
taste? You said Cheetos, so there's more savory. Ooh.
No. That was just with the seasoning. So like to me and Brantley, you tell me if or Brentley, I don't want to say your name wrong. You tell me if I get this wrong, but like to me they're just crunchy. They're just crispy. It's just light and crispy, and then you have to
I
add
like
the
a good crunch.
yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
it's like, oh, crunch, crunch, and you're like, oh, it's an animal, crunch, crunch.
Oh, it's animal. But what you think? I mean, animals. I think if you eat it, we eat a lot of that. And sometimes you think about it like, oh God, there's so many animals.
Look, y'all, my last swig of wine it was because I'm pretty sure I swallowed a bug. Like I'm over here talking, and I'm outside. I was like, oh, protein.
Protein.
I got to keep it up with my keto,
Right,
When
right, right.
keto set up. So you said at the very beginning that you've kept your passport stamps to a tight set, that you like to go back to the same places. What are these places that you like to go to, and what is that thing that makes you feel like it keeps drawing you back?
Um, so when you plan travel, you got to plan and make sure all everything else in your life is lined up right. So I got kids, I had a husband, so you got to make sure that everybody is together. So honestly, sometimes when we like, look, we need a trip. It's something it's super quick. It's not going to have us needing a vacation after the vacation from traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some goals and dreams to go to like some really far places. When I was younger, though, I had like a small fear of flying. I don't have that anymore.
It's creepy. I mean, it's creepy. Even if you're not really afraid of it, it's creepy when you think about it. Like,
Yeah, it is. It
I
is super
understand.
creepy. And so, but with experience, as you keep going, it gets better, right? So, going and going, you get better. But so the places that I've been mostly have been Mexico. Like honestly, it's Mexico. It's easy to get to. I've gotten accustomed. I tried to like go to different parts and see different parts because, like I said, I don't want to go to the same location, and I want to be able to feel the ground, the culture, get in tune with what they do there. And so Mexico has been like the biggest spot we've been to. Now, I would love to go to, my husband really wants to go to Fiji. Like I would love to be able to be like, babe, pack your bags because we got it and we going. Right.
We going to Fiji.
We going. And so one day, but
Yeah.
I want to go to China. I recently just want to go to China for a couple of different reasons, for business or whatever the case may be, but also to, again, submerge myself in the culture, get used to, see what's going on there.
Girl, I would be there just for the noodles because I'm like, it's too many people. I love people, but I don't need that many people. But I do love that many noodles. So I
It
would
is a
prefer
lot of people.
but it's a lot
It
of
is a
noodles
lot of
too.
people. Man, and yeah, I want to do that and get authentic food and stuff like that. I want to go to Dubai. Like I just recently saw one of my classmates. He just went and like he's gone a couple times, but it looks so beautiful. Like
Gorgeous.
Living vicariously through him. Like okay, we gotta go. So those are just a couple of places I want to go to. I would love, honestly, when it comes to travel, like do the wonders of the world, right? Except for the ones that are really deep in the water. I ain't trying to do those.
She said, and that one we will leave to the fish and to the Lord.
Yep. And whatever else is down there. Yeah. I'm good on that. But I would like to start doing that. So like in the next, was just talking to my friends this weekend about it. Like in the next 10 years, by the time we get, closer to 45, 50, like we should have seen a lot of those spots. Let's make it happen.
I love that.
Yeah. And luckily some of them are here. So, we can start, if we can't get out super far and with travel, with COVID and stuff like that, like we can road trip to a couple of spots. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely want to do that.
Definitely. So the arbitrage that I have in my head now, it's not feasible with like life and responsibility. But in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go somewhere real far away, and then we're gonna have another like flare up, and then I'm gonna get stuck there for
Stuck.
months, just stuck as an expat with good Wi-Fi and sunny days. Like,
And that don't sound like a bad stuck though. Like that sounds like a good stuck to have.
especially when the drink is cheaper. I mean, and the food, and you got fresh weird fruit to eat all the time. I will say Dubai is a great place for weird fruit. Like
Yeah.
that, get stuff like rambutan and all these and dragon fruit and stuff, and they use it to like, they'll have a buffet out, and normally you look at the buffet and you're like, oh, they put fruit next to that beautiful piece of ham, but they don't really eat ham like that in Dubai. So it really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like beef bacon, which not that there's anything wrong with beef bacon, but it's not the same thing. So you have your mouth set for pork, and you can't get the pork.
Right.
Start eating all the fruit.
Right. It's nothing like pork bacon. I'm sorry to all the people who don't like pork, but pork bacon is amazing.
I mean, it's its own thing, but that's the funny thing. Like, I have family that's Southern, and so it's like hog maws, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
No.
I'm good. But to some people, I'm not gonna lie. You put some chitlins in front of me, and they've been cooked by somebody that I love, and I know is thorough in their cleaning. I will go to town.
Go to town.
I will go all the way to town. I will walk to town with my donkey. Go to town.
Some people probably will revoke my black card, but I just cannot do the chitlins.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, and that's the thing. Number one, nobody can take a card they didn't give you. Boom. Two, we're not a monolith. We don't all like the same stuff. And that's beautiful. Some days I like stuff, some days I don't. I'm like, spinach? Not messing with that. Then one day I'm like, you know what? My body needs some vitamins. Let me get on this. Let me put some salt on this and some butter.
Right.
It is what it is, and that's the beauty of it. One of the fun things that I learned, I've been to Africa twice, and I've been to South Africa and I've been to Kenya. The food is so similar to soul food, but different. And so one could easily be like, ooh, I don't really know. Ooh, that's not, but it's, we have a lot more similarities than we have differences.
Mm-hmm.
But the style, the flavor that we put on stuff, the way that we express it and all of that is so different. You were talking about like eating with your hands. I can't. I can eat pizza with my hands. I can eat hot dog with my hands. But if it looks like soup, somebody better find something. You don't even have
It
to use
looks
a
like
spoon.
soup.
If
Yeah,
it's soupy, then I need like you need
that
to give me
time
a
that
tongue
I
depressor.
did eat, I think we had Indian food, so we had to use and I do not want to offend, so it's this thing that they give you, and you take it and you pick your food up with it.
Oh,
So
Ethiopian, yeah, with the spongy bread, the
there
spongy
we go.
bread,
Yes,
yeah.
Ethiopian. There we go. Yeah, we read it. That's right, and it's all
You
for the
know what I
back.
end up
I
doing?
know
I end
exactly
up
what I
taking
was
strips
with.
of it and just turn them into little burritos. Like I have to like have it encapsulated a little bit because it gets under the nails, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, did I scratch myself before I came in? Did I wash my nails thoroughly? Like I don't. Mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm,
Nowadays, right.
mm-mm.
Oh goodness. I would love to go to Africa. You said you went to Kenya. I've always growing up, I always chose Kenya in my projects. Anytime we have to do a project about Africa, I always chose Kenya. My mama bought me these dowels, these Kenya dowels. I had these Kenya dowels and they were beautiful. And she named them, and one dowel she kept for a really, really long time. His name was Lil Ricky. But he had a high top fade. Mm-hmm.
No, no.
She named him Lil Ricky. He had a high top fade. It was a hard down too. But
Wait, let me pull Ricky.
pour one out for Lil Ricky. Yes, girl, because by the time we got rid of him, he was missing an eye. When I say we had him for a long time.
He was a family friend.
He was. But
It's
yeah,
like,
I always did my projects on Kenya. I would love to go. See, Africa is so vast, right? And so it's like I would feel like I would have to do like stay there for some months because I don't want to have to keep traveling back and forth.
you know
If
what?
I
Yes, it's far. It's definitely far. But it's like it's to me like these little things like the Diani coast, which is off of Kenya, is like the Caribbean but African. I
Hmm.
mean, beautiful blue waters, resorts, beaches, people peddling art on the beach. All I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's just a different a cultural bend to it. So to me, I'm like, all right, I can waste a day on a plane, sleep another day because you got to sleep that day after. Like you
You
can't. It's
definitely
really it's hard.
vacation
Very
from
very.
the vacation.
Wait, hold up. Let me roll back. But I think it was last time. I think it was when I went to Bali. We did a layover in Dubai, and we were coming from Colorado. And I had been to Dubai before, but I had gone from the East Coast. So from the East Coast, you just go around the world. Like you
Right.
go. We went over the North Pole, and I remember being on the flight and looking at the little screen that tells you where the plane has a little plane on it. And I said,
Hmm.
"Did we just passed Sam Cole's house?"
Right. I got a note for him, and I got something to talk to him about from last Christmas. He didn't get my list right.
No, so he owes me a bubble mower from when I was 8. Still owes me that bubble. I want that bubble. I don't care if it's small. I will bend down. I've been doing yoga. I can stretch.
Right, right,
I want my
right.
bubble. But it was the most bizarre thing in the world. And just to realize how quickly you can get places
Hmm.
that are so very far. It's like, it's worth it. I mean, if it was like you could go to Africa 4 or 5 times a year or stay once for 3 weeks, I would go 4 or 5 times a year in a heartbeat
Yeah.
and just
I,
take a Benadryl.
now that I think about it, COVID has brought on all of these like remote job opportunities, which
Mm.
amazing. You're right. I can get up and move wherever I want and go.
That part too. But don't leave till we go to New Orleans because we got to go to New
We
Orleans.
definitely have to go to New Orleans. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I really think that's the next city I plan to travel to when it's time to travel again. It's
I would love to like get a personal like chef. Oh, did I lose you? My phone
a chef.
just got
No,
mad at
you
me.
there.
Oh, so yeah, I would love to have a chef come like teach me how to make beignets. Like I've made them before, but I
Yes.
want like the beignets that make you want to slap somebody else's mama.
You bite it and your eyes roll in the back of your head.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and your toes curl just a little bit. Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Wipe your
say, and
nose off, sis. Wipe your nose off.
I got that dust on it. Get that dust off your nose. I will say I'll get yelled down, but people love Cafe Du Monde. But there's a spot just down the street, like on say 2 3 blocks away from it, where they do like sausage stuffed beignets. It's like everything you love about a breakfast sandwich covered in confectioner sugar and grease and love in the best way.
So I'm gonna need that name of that place too.
Look, wait, here's
I love going to like little mom and pop shop stuff. Like, as an entrepreneur, I want to see other people. Chain restaurants are cute. That's
Mhm.
great. But when you're traveling and then you get to see other people living out their dreams and pursuing that stuff, I love it. And going in and hearing about their stories. How did you do this? And I just eat it all up. Like I always ask a bunch of questions.
You're a culture fanatic, and I love that. You're a culture aficionado, is what we would call it.
Ooh, I might have to
Yes.
change my Instagram bio to that.
We have a travel quiz up on our site. I just launched it, and it basically tells you what your travel profile is, like what's your personality. And
I'm
I've been
definitely
getting
taking it when we get off of here.
well, I've been testing it on my friends to make sure like it's not broken, that it does what it's supposed to do and all that. And they're like, "How did you know?" I was like, "Well, I got this." And it was completely right. And I was like, "Yes, because I'm psychic. Miss Cleo know everything, baby."
Because I
We ain't
knows.
here. We ain't here because I knows it. Culture aficionado. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Brindley.
I am the same way. I can't go on a trip without understanding something about the land that I'm on and the people,
Yeah.
either from today or yesterday for 1,000 years before. It's like, where did this come from? Why is this like this?
Yeah. Like to get the whole experience, I also feel like to really appreciate it, right? The time. Like, what are you going for? Just to say you went? Like, it's like, go and experience everything, all that it has to offer. Take back what you can, you know?
Yes. Well, I will say one of my favorite memories, and I highly recommend going to Kenya. The people are amazing. Was cooking with women in Kenya. So they were like throwing down for us. Like, so we were doing a Habitat for Humanity house. We had a group of, I think, 16 upwardly mobile African Americans that we all
Oh,
got
I would
together.
love to do that.
And we went, yeah, we went, and you know, you see like the people who go and take pictures with the little kids and stuff, and it's like, it's a little cringy.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. We built a home for a grandmother of like three. She had lost all her sons. She had the kids. It was a whole thing, right? And we're out in this like really impoverished part of like the farm country. Girl, when people are poor, they cook their whole asses off,
Listen,
entirety of their butt.
because you have to make gourmet out of nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, I mean, I done seen it, right, myself, and
I
had to have made gourmet. You know, I know this is not like what you got in Kenya, but my son, we make, if we don't have garlic bread, we just make ghetto garlic bread, and so we just throw some butter on a slice of bread, throw it in the oven, and throw some garlic powder on it, and he thinks it's better than the stores.
No, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You put the garlic powder in the butter. It could be margarine. Put it in there and put it in the refrigerator. Let it get up in the fat molecules real good. And then when you make it,
Now, I'm gonna
you
have to
know,
come back and tell you his response, because when I say he think it's the best thing ever, and I just be like, I just did it because I felt like we needed an extra side, like that. It was just like, I forgot to pick up garlic
there was
bread. Here you go.
space.
But he's like, it's the best. Okay, he gonna make
My
me try
mom
that.
used to make cinnamon when I was really little. She would take like Roman meal, which for those of y'all that did not grow up in the hood, it's like the same bread that they have in like the high school cafeteria. It's like the loaf is like 40 slices long.
Yes, yes.
But you take that, put a little imperial on it, put a little cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, and put it up under the broiler for like a hot second. Get that crispy
Got
glazed
you a
top.
good cinnamon roll, cinnamon twist.
Because cinnamon and sugar back then at least was cheap in the 80s. You need a 2-to-1 ratio. It's like two to sugar, one to cinnamon, and you're like, it was the biggest dessert I've had in my whole life.
Golden,
So good.
golden.
And
But
and
I think your cooking experience, I just feel like outside of learning about the food, like you would feel so good. You just with a bunch of other women, learning from other women, learning from their culture, their land. And like you said, it's relatable, right? Like the food is similar. It's different, but it's very similar. So I just feel like that moment, ooh, I yeah, I got
I
my travel list going.
I got photos. I took a little bit snippets of video, and I'll say like, you have these. When I travel, I have these moments where I'm like, okay, I'm connected. I'm connected to whatever is here. I'm connected. And I remember sitting. I'm talking to the women, and we started talking about what we call things, right? Garlic and bell pepper. And she's, oh, what's this? This is, we call it such and such. And it's like, oh, we call that garlic. Garlic. Okay, okay, yes, it's good. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
And you're
I
just,
love it.
and like we were doing, my favorite part was everybody makes beignets. Everybody makes the same food. This is the funny thing to me. It doesn't matter if you're Asian, African, European, whatever. There's always somebody got a version. It's like pierogi is a dumpling, it's just all
Right, right.
but with different flavor, obviously. So they basically have a fried dough dumpling, which is basically dumplings in the Caribbean, and there's beignets in the South, and it's like you fry it, you don't cover it with the sugar. So we're making these, and so we're rolling out the dough on glass Sprite bottles because that's what they have. But the glass,
Wow.
when I tell y'all, I remember taking a cooking class. I took one. There's a spot in Chicago, right off North Avenue, I want to say, that's a cooking school. I took a class, and they had this chef, and he's talking about dough, and we were making these pies, and he's like, really the secret is you don't have to pay for like the expensive roller that you get at like, I don't know, Williams Sonoma or whatever, where they say, oh, it needs to be this and fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Home Depot, get some PVC pipe, clean it real good. I'm telling you, that's like all you need. He's like, I just work with PVC pipe. She pulled out Sprite bottle and was like, here, roll it with this. And I was like, that is perfect. It was a perfect size. It fit my hand. It was cold enough that the dough didn't stick to it. And we were just out there cutting up.
Yo, we know how to make a way. Okay.
In a pot in a backyard.
I'm gonna have to go find these pictures of yours. Where they at? Because this I need to feel this experience.
Start putting some albums on Instagram. This was like before Instagram, before I understood how to work Instagram. Let me be honest, y'all. This is like 2010. I was like, I don't know. Actually, I don't even think Instagram was really out yet.
And it's definitely not what it used to be.
Yeah. Wait. So this is how old and or inept I am. I got on Instagram thinking that it was got on thinking it was apt to just like edit photos. So I started posting food photos. And then I would go to work and people would be like, so you had lamb chops and didn't call me over? And I was like, stalker. Had no idea I was sharing it. Had no idea.
How did you see what I ate last night?
That was my exact response. My exact response. The power of it now, right? Because it's bringing people together. I grew up in Chicago. You in Chicago. We had never met, but we met on the interwebs. Look at that.
Never met. I love social media for that.
And we're destined to eat together. Because I can just already tell we're destined to eat together.
We have to, and the first spot has to be New Orleans. Like it is what it is. And Courtney, if she's still here, she gotta go. Like it's
boom. I already got a list of places, and I got the bougie places. I got my spots that I love to get the fancy like French Creole cuisine and all of that stuff, and you get the nice. Those chefs down there don't play. And then there's the greasy spots where it's like we're gonna have to roll that in a napkin before we eat it, but that's okay because it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be real good. Right. The places that you look like, are you sure we're supposed to walk in here?
Here's the place where you're in a cab.
Come on, Brindley.
And you in the back seat, in the pocket of the back seat, and be like, oh yeah, that's my friend's place. Yeah, go there, and let him fry whatever he wants to fry, and give you and the hot sauce on the bottle that's not marked, and it's like, did y'all make this? Is this moonshine sauce? Like, what is that?
Right.
That's what we want.
You made this in the back. How long has it been sitting on the shelf?
That just makes it gooder. Makes it good.
Yeah.
With 3. Oh my gosh, girl, this has been so much fun. I just realized we're almost at an hour, and we just been kicking it.
We have.
So I just want to thank you for coming, because you know what? I was having a really long day. I was having a really stressful day. I had a little bit of a headache. Now I feel light and hungry, but light.
Oh.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you for this time and this moment, and and the connection that brought us together. So I definitely appreciate this, and we following and seeing what you got going on, and supporting your Wind Down Wednesdays with my little Aldi pop, and just
boom.
I'm gonna be here.
Boom. And you know what? I miss people that say pop. So God bless you for saying pop, because I'm out here in the boonies. Nobody says pop. Speaking of connection, tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs, on the social medias, all the places.
All the places. So you can definitely follow Lotus Noir Co. That is Instagram, Lotus Noir Co. Yes, right now we do have one piece on the market, but Lotus Noir will be a household name. So you heard me say it.
She said it's coming soon.
It's coming soon. We will be a household name. And so Lotus Noir here, Lotus Noir LLC on Facebook. And then the website is www.lotusnoir.co. C-O, no M, .co.
You know what? That M costs money. But that code is still good.
And, I'm learning about the interwaves and how people making their money buying URLs to try to sell them to the people who really need them. Like, people are really out here hustling. Like,
yes.
Like, really hustling. And
legit.
So, but when I was like salty at first, but I'm like, you know what? It works out. It makes my name look really cute. So thank you.
Yeah, it's branded now. It's branded.
Super branded.
I love it. So y'all follow lotusnoir.co, or go find lotusnoir.co. Follow lotusnoir.co. Find them on Facebook, Lotus Noir LLC. Yes. See, I actually remembered it. Look at this.
Look at you.
Look at me. These gray hairs have nothing on me. What?
Girl,
And
that's
for
just
those
wisdom and knowledge that I'm gonna plan to tap into. That's all that is.
and white wine effervescing up. That's what that is. I love it. And for all of you that were new and that joined, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I love
you.
seeing everybody, folks in the chat. We've been hitting the hearts all the whole time. If you're not following Black Travel Box, hit at Black Travel Box. We got some really dope stuff coming. I'm really excited. We're supporting each other. And we're not just supporting each other blindly, because we're putting things out there that the world needs. And when we win, everybody wins. And I firmly
Everybody
believe
wins.
that. So, yeah, we're going to have to get this New Orleans. We'll have to do like a live from New Orleans wind down with like a group of girls, like girls trip style. I feel like that needs to happen. But,
I'm with it.
and thank
With
you,
it.
only CJ's mommy. I think that has to be CJ in the picture, that little nugget head. I love it.
No,
Little
that's
baby
my
nugget
sister.
head.
That's my favorite nurse. My nurse Kiki.
Oh. Hi, CJ's mommy. Well, thank you all for coming. I think we came here and we did the thing. We did the exact thing that we needed to do. We needed to take a moment. We needed to laugh. We needed to connect. We needed to think about stuff that makes us warm and fuzzy inside and a little bit hungry. So I
Yes,
appreciate y'all. And I appreciate you, Eric, for joining us. This has been so dope.
it
And you
has
definitely
been.
have to come
I
again.
appreciate you letting me wind down because I probably would have still been sitting on my computer figuring out some other work to do.
No, no, not today, Satan. Not today. Tomorrow, but not today. All right, everyone. Good night. Good night. And we're going to have you back soon. This has been so much
Okay.
fun. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.